no doubt the elevation of Campbell to the position of leader of the LNP in Queensland has certainly swayed me. As most of you would know, I've been a colleague and a friend to Campbell during the 7 years of his Lord Mayoral life. I'm Deputy Chair of the Council of Mayors SEQ, and to be able to advocate for South East Queensland, representing 1 in 7 Australians in SEQ, has been my pleasure and privilege to be able to work alongside such a dynamic leader. I'm unaware of what Aidan's view of the world might be. I was very disappointed with the Beaudesert party some months ago, and I personally tried to influence him into remaining with the LNP. Look, politics is not about the 12-month episode. Politics is about establishing real credentials. Politics is about advocating your issues in your community and working with your mates to achieve real goals for Queensland.
Were you asked to run by the LNP?
I've been urged since 1983 to seek a state seat or a federal seat in this area, and I've had many opportunities during that period, but I've chosen to do and work hard for my community of Scenic Rim over many years. I am a champion of the people of rural and regional Queensland.
But you don't feel like a second choice?
I put myself forward as a candidate for pre-selection, and I'm hopeful I can convince my very many members of the Liberal National Party in this area to support me in my endeavour to assist Campbell to be the best Premier Queensland's had.
Campbell has intimated that you would be a good deputy. Do you want to be Deputy Premier, Deputy Leader?
Oh, let's be frank, here I am, I'm a starter, I'm just a candidate for pre-selection, and I hope to go on to win that pre-selection, and I will be a strong advocate for not only this community, but as I've indicated, a strong advocate for rural and regional Queensland.
Will you be sticking your hand up for the Deputy for Campbell Newman?
I need to make it there first, and I am a strong supporter of Campbell Newman, and I've seen him at work. I've seen what he's been able to achieve for Queensland, and if it's they call him can-do, I'm can-do too.
So, but you're not saying no, you don't want the deputy job?
I would not. That is a matter for the parliamentary wing to consider at an appropriate time. Absolutely, I'm running as the candidate for the old area of Scenic Rim Regional Council, which basically is encompassed within the Beaudesert state electorate. And let me be frank, my first and only interest at this time is representing this great area.
But Jeff said he's had nothing to worry about.
I've known Jeff a very long time. We've been punching mates on the circuit for a long time within the party circuit. Jeff and I have had many agreements, many disagreements. Jeff will determine his own future, and I'm one of those democratic people. Everyone has an opportunity to vote for the person of choice.
So have there been any promises or any deals made as to where you might end up if you do get the seat?
I've made it very clear that certainly Lothier and I have had very many interesting discussions over the years, and our discussions have usually revolved around what's good for Queensland, how can we best advocate for SEQ, how can we best achieve outcomes that are good for our region. That's a matter that I think remains between individuals who have asked me to do any number of things over the last number of years. And I've indicated to you earlier, I've been asked to stump up for state and federal office since '83. I have been asked to do lots of things in life, and I can assure you, first and foremost, I want to become the LNP member for the state seat of Beaudesert.
It's a fair question, John. Have you been asked or discussed with the LNP organisation being deputy should you win this seat?
There's two things that come very clear in my mind. That there's the organisation wing of the LNP, and then there's the parliamentary wing. And I can say categorically that there certainly hasn't been representations made to me or commitments given by Campbell Newman or anyone else as to what my future would be should I be successful in winning the seat of Beaudesert.
You haven't ruled out running as deputy. You sound as though you're interested in being deputy under Campbell Newman.
I've spent a lot of time in my life leading the charge. I have had a number of roles within industry and within local government. State government is a new sphere. Should it be that I have the urging of my colleagues to run for whether it's a deputy's position or any other position, I'm happy to consider those things at the time. But as you would well know, it's important to gain the support of your fellow members to do any of these positions. I believe my 35 years in public life, I've spent a number of those in senior positions within local government, and I look forward to perhaps serving in some position that I can make a difference for Queensland.
Pretty good leadership team, isn't it? Campbell Newman and John Lee.
I don't know, others need to judge that, but first of all I'm focused on those members, the LNP members within the Beaudesert electorate to support me as their candidate.
It's a dream team.
Those sort of words, I don't know. As I said, Campbell and I have had many agreements and disagreements over a period. I can tell you what, Campbell Newman will provide a real leadership for Queensland that has been absent for many years. But for few of us, it might be a bit of a wild ride.
Did Campbell Newman personally encourage you to run during one of these?
I must say that Campbell has strongly encouraged me to run to support him and his leadership, to be able to demonstrate to Queensland that we have some real policies in place and things that I believe will make a real difference to Queensland. Can I say at the base of it all, Campbell and I have spent some time in local government, and I quite frankly have seen local government dumbed down to a level that I believe strongly we need to lift local government, give them the opportunity to perform, take the shackles from them. There's only Campbell and other local government leaders who can encourage the party faithful to think positively about the contribution that local government to make to growing positive and economically viable units in Queensland.
So is this local government strikes back?
I think part of it is, and as you would all recognise, some of the recently introduced legislation that we see emanating from the state government is anti-people on the ground, anti-ladies and gentlemen of Queensland. We need to restore the strength of local government, the level of government closest to the people. What a team, local, state and federal, working positively for benefits of all.
Did you see more council representatives?
I believe, and I encourage a number of boards. I had a conversation with a mayor in South East Queensland only recently, perhaps not of my political persuasion, but I'd love to see some of the strength and leadership that I see in South East Queensland involving themselves in real parliamentary action.
So if you win this seat and LNP members have you said John run as deputy, do you consider it and do it?
I've been a servant of the people, and I listen to them carefully, and I'll be directed by those people around me who indeed have a better judgment of my capacity than I do.
You can't rule that out.
I rule nothing in or out. I know it's a populist and a hackneyed terminology, but I stand here firstly to represent the residents of Beaudesert and their community. It's a 35,000 strong community in scenic rim, and I received strong endorsement in the last election to lead them, and I look forward to the opportunities of serving in whatever capacity either the electors of Beaudesert provide me with, or indeed my fellow parliamentarians should I be successful in making it to the State House.